Up, folks? We about to get this thing started. Just waiting for some folks to come on through, man. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot this out. Melissa, hey.
Good. But I should be on in no time.
How are you?
Q, I don't give a shit. Daddy, I just have to work this game. We don't even have to talk. Okay. Because you're a low down
What up,
dirty.
Melissa?
No way. Okay, thanks.
You know you're on the top, right? I can hear you. I can hear your TV.
Oh,
What's good?
nothing much. Chilling.
Oh, yeah? You trying to be a part of the podcast tonight?
No, I actually wasn't, but
Hey, man. Look, it'd be like that sometimes, Hey, it's the reason why you up here.
yeah,
Yeah. Like you got something on your mind, huh?
no, not really.
Oh, okay. I hear you, cuz. I hear you, man. I hear you. You know, this is the 100 podcast. So, we're just going to be in here chopping it up.
Oh, cool.
So you're
This
more
is
than
my
welcome.
first time on
Huh?
here. This is the first time I ever been on a podcast.
Hey, well, look, sit back, man. I mean, the topic for tonight, while I'm waiting for other people to roll in, is it wrong to hide parts of yourself when getting to know someone?
Oh,
This is a relationship podcast. So,
well, I'm not in a relationship right now, so
half of the people that's on here that come on the panel is not in a relationship. So, don't feel no type of way. Don't even feel no type of way. But folks will start rolling in a moment. They'll start rolling in a moment. And like I said, man, we have a good time, man. You know what I mean? We have a good time.
yeah.
So now you see at the top up there by my name,
Yeah.
you see that heart up there?
Yep.
Tap the heart. What does it say?
Join.
Okay, click it. And what does it say now?
Marlon's fan club.
So
Join.
typically what happens when you do on TikTok is you come in, you grab your daily heart me, you share it out to your friends and whatnot, and then you kind of go from there.
Ooh.
Like, I'm gonna shoot you a gift. You know what I'm saying? I just shot you some roses. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm gonna invite some more people. And then, you know, of course, you send it out to your people. So, see, yeah, you just gave me a heart me. Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate you. See, you doing things.
I'm doing things. I'm learning a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. And then you turn around and you send it, like you share this out with your friends or whatever. Deidre, what's good? What's good? That's my folks right there. I was just sending this to her. She went ahead and jumped on real quick. She's probably getting ready for work. That's the normal. You know what I mean? Deidre, I hope thank you for the heart, me love. I hope you're about to be on a little vacation and where you have to work so much. Especially with the holidays coming up. How about you, Melissa? You got to work coming up?
I am off the whole week.
Ooh, starting when?
Saturday.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, I do have to work. I'm off tomorrow and Saturday. Okay. All right. And then, let's see. All right. So DJ will be off. That's good. That's good. And then also, Melissa, like when you go on like somebody's TikTok, somebody's live or whatnot, you tap the screen. So that's liking it. Because I have to get up to a certain amount of likes for TikTok to start saying, okay, you're doing something. So tapping the screen, you'll start seeing little hearts and stuff come up. And, you know, my goal every night is to get up to like 10,000. Not saying that you got to sit here and tap the screen to get up to 10,000, but everybody that comes through does the same thing. They share it out to their friends or whatnot. So it's like a whole little community here we got.
Okay.
So normally in the beginning, what I do is I just kind of wait around. I send it out to people. You know, wait for people to come through and kind of go from there. And most time I'm sitting here and I'm chilling, just talking, you know,
Yep.
not doing too much. Grabbing me something to sip on. That's my normal.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We sit here and sip and chill, man. Sip and chill.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm just sitting here. So like, see how Deidre right now, I don't know if you see how the comments are going, she's sharing it out with her people. And see what this does, it creates traction. So the more people that come in and check out the live, and I try to get those people to follow me as well. I go check out a lot of their stuff that they got going on, you know. That increases my followers. When I can increase my followers, then I can start putting out more different content and whatnot. So like I'm trying to get up to like 1,000 followers right now, right? Because I have a YouTube channel. But I can't put the link for my YouTube channel in my profile because I got to have at least 1,000 followers.
Oh, okay.
So I've been building, you know what I mean? So we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. So I'm just shooting this out. Let's see where we at. Oh, let's see. So while we're doing that, while we're waiting on some folks, what do you guys think? You know, with the topic being what it is tonight, is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone? Should we hide parts of ourselves while we're getting to know them?
You can't let them know everything at one time.
Oh yeah. Why not?
Oh,
So I mean, so are we saying, are there specific parts that we hide, or just some things in general? Like, what do you think should be hidden?
just some things in general.
Like an example.
Uh,
I feel like it's
oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I feel like it's okay to hold back a little. Not saying that you have to hold certain things back, the like the entire like relationship type of thing, but when you're getting to know somebody, then I mean you don't have to let it all out at one time. I feel like it's a time, it's a time for everything.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you start talking to somebody. Do you let them know that you got kids?
Well, yeah, I feel like that's like a number one. Like, okay, I got kids. I'm gonna let you know. Like right off
All
jump,
right.
yeah.
Um, we're in a day and time now where, um, I know a lot of people. Um, let's say you make a lot of money, right? Is that something that you tell somebody in the beginning, or you kind of just let it roll for a while?
I let that roll for a while.
You won't let no folk know you got a couple dollars, a dollar or two.
Um,
I like yeah, because if you let people know, oh, I got so much money, it might change things. Money change people.
Okay. But what if you meeting somebody that y'all statuses are pretty much in the same, like you meet somebody in your circle
Hmm.
that is in a circle of people and they know that you kind of got, you're well to do. You know what I'm saying? Is that a part of a conversation that you have? Like, I'm pretty good. I'm well off. I'm doing good for myself.
Well,
Or is
I
it
feel like
something
if
that's
that's
just an
if
obvious?
that's the case, then I mean, what's understood don't need to be explained.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um, I always have my little points. Privacy. I think people got to have healthy boundaries, um, a personal space, and personal pace and emotional safety. Um, let's say because we got to look at how things has transcended since you know from years and years ago, right? Um, welcome in, welcome in, Gorilla. Um, things have transcended for a long time, right? So nowadays, you can have people that they're very functional, but they could have um, an STD, right? But they have very much control over it, right? Is that something you tell somebody up front, or is it something you tell while you're getting a little bit later on down the line?
Oh, that's tough.
I agree.
That's tough. I don't want to say like up like right up front, but somewhere
Mhm.
in that area, not too far down the line.
Right.
That's tough.
That is a tough one, because I mean, you got to look at like that particular situation can be where somebody's saying, okay, you know what? It's something that I have managed, it's in control. You don't have to worry about it, contracting it. I'm taking medication, I'm doing what I need to do, right? Um, how soon? You have to ask that question, like, how soon do you actually say something?
Right.
Um, you know, um, hey, Guerrero, thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the gifts, love. Um, like you said, that's a hard one, right? Because you don't know, it's like sometimes you don't want to sit there and tell everybody your business, but at this age that we at, we all have moments, and let's just say y'all in the moment, it's in the heat of the moment or whatever, and you're going, "Oh, wait a second, I have not told this person about this." You know what I mean? It's
Right. Like you get to know somebody and if 6 months down the line it's like, okay, I've been learning and growing and attaching myself to you and it's 6 months later and now, you know, that conversation go that's I don't know.
see that's so that's why that's why the topic for tonight is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone? Um, the sub part of it is why we hold back, what it protects, and what it can destroy. Right? Um, I don't think there's a given time frame on that particular situation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's you gotta kind of play it how like you said, it could be 6 months down the line. But I think it is something that should be. I think it should be done sooner than later.
Right.
I definitely think it should be sooner than later because I don't want to be caught up. I'm digging you, and I'm getting to a point where we've been vibing all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden I want to go to the next step. But you in the back end, but the other person is going, yeah, I kind of can't go to the next step without them being comfortable
And it takes
enough to
that
go.
and it takes that moment in that situation for that person to actually
You
really
said what
think,
now?
okay, now I said, and it takes that moment for that person to actually really think, okay, now I'm in this
You
situation, I
breaking
better
up,
let it
Deidre.
be known. Um,
Okay, now you're back.
I was saying that it shouldn't take that um, particular moment where okay, now this my person want to take it to the next level. I should probably say this. It should be way before that. If
Right.
it's that
Because
conversation should
I
be had
think
way before that.
people pretty much know. I'm a big component at this big age of mine where if I was when I was single, I pretty much knew whether I wanted to go to that step or with that person or not. And from what I've learned from a lot of my female friends, a female pretty much knows from the get go whether she wants to be and wants to go to that next level with that person. So I think it's one of those things of if you're conscious enough to know and you know that's what you want to do, have the conversation to give that person the choice,
I agree.
you know. But it could be something of, you know, somebody could have been, you know, had some legal problems back in the day. How
Hmm.
quickly do you tell somebody about those legal problems?
I'm glad you
You know,
mentioned that because I'm not even gonna lie. I will if was to get somebody's number, name and number. I am instantly doing that background check or whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah. Oh
know.
yeah, 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 yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny you say that, right? So is that being too forward? Saying like, let me go do this background check on a person.
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying? Is
think
that
so.
being too forward? Or do you give a person an opportunity? Because the reason I say that, right? Somebody can have something in their past, right? Feel me? Somebody can have something in their past, and then all of a sudden you do a background check. You never gave them the opportunity to really tell you about it because y'all just starting out. But you dismiss this person because you done did this background check and you see that, they was jammed up for a minute or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
is that really a fair thing?
When you put it like that, I don't feel like that's fair. But me personally, I would do that, and then I will allow that person to explain, and I'll listen, and I will go from there.
I got you. But now I'm gonna take it a step further. You
Okay.
really starting to like this person. You did this background check. They end up telling you. Do you end up telling that person, yo, I kind of did a background check on you in the beginning?
I'll probably tell them in the beginning, in the first place, like I want you to know, I did this. I won't wait.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just it's
Okay.
just me, and
No, for
I
sure.
feel like I do that because of my past. So it's like a yeah.
Mm.
I need to know.
So now you know where I'm about to go with that, right?
No, where are we going?
So you did it because of your past, right?
Right.
So that means you're still holding on to. You still have you healed from that past?
I'm healing.
Okay, so you're healing. So it's one of those things I always say, in my opinion, when you're healing, dealing with somebody, it's probably not going to be the best thing in the healing phase. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, like my shirt says, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a guy who been through some things and I did that. You know what I'm saying? I was in my healing phase, and I wasn't. I was still healing, and I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I got into one with this notion, thinking, oh, I'm gonna get into this relationship and I'm gonna be instantly healed because this person is gonna do the right thing. No,
Right.
they didn't. They disappointed me. You know what I mean?
Okay, and I got a question.
Go for it.
Are
Sophia, welcome in.
are we ever like completely healed?
I don't know if we ever completely healed. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. Yes, completely
Yeah.
healed is a thing where you can say, you know what, my life is transitioning and moving forward, and that past was just my learning, and I'm good with what I learned. So now I know how to apply that into my present. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
I think there's a point where we are completely healed. Shay, what's good? What's good? I think there's a point where we are healed. You know what I'm saying? I think we can get healed, but I think the desire to want to be healed
Mhm.
is the bigger factor because a lot of people use that as a crutch when they get into relationships.
So, what does it mean to be healed?
To be healed means that you have done the work, accepted what has transpired, and you're ready to that you and you have put it into this this place where it no longer has an impact on your life. You have accepted it for what it was. That's being healed. Like, for example, my ex-wife, right? I love my
Mhm.
ex-wife to the core, till it was probably almost it was damaging to me. Nothing against her. You know what I'm saying? Cool person, right?
Mhm.
But I lost myself within her. I lost my identity. I
Mhm.
say I'm healed because I regained who I was. So let's say she was standing right here in front of me right now. She came into town, and let's just say for whatever reason she called and said, "Hey, nothing malicious. Uh, let's grab a drink, chit chat, whatever." I'm in a position in my life right now where I can say, "All right, cool." I'll tell my wife, "Hey, so and so came into town, wanted to sit down and have a drink, cool." And because my wife knows me and knows that I'm a healed person, that has no effect on me, she's gonna be like, all right, whatever, because she trusts me. Not saying that I will do it, but I'm to that point in my life where I have no interest or desire for her.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part when you know you're healed, where somebody that pretty much had a hold on you, you can navigate your life around and then be like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
So, is it like you live, you learn, and you know how to deal?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And you have accepted that that was a part of your life, but it does not have a controlling factor in your life. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
that's a healing, and healing takes some time because typically, if you got to heal from something, it hurt. That's the fact of the matter. It hurt, and it hurt like hell that you had to go through it, but you also have to learn from it. That's the other part about healing is if you haven't learned from it, then you ain't healed. Because if you still want to turn around and still do those same things, and you can't control yourself, yeah, you ain't healed. You're not ready. And you'll miss a whole lot trying to psych yourself out that you are ready when you know that you're not, because then you're not only wasting your time, you're wasting the next person that you're dealing with, because you know that you have never truly healed from what you have experienced and went through with this person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you really are not in the capacity to be able to deal with anyone because you never dealt with yourself. And I think it's a lot of times, and again, in my opinion, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a man who's been through some things. We have to get to a point to stop wasting people's time and be honest with ourselves. That's the biggest part. We will lie to ourselves to make ourselves feel good about a situation or something, as opposed to saying, you know what, yo, Marlon, you wrong. You need to take a step back, get yourself together before you go out there for the next. You know what I mean? It's those real life conversations we gotta have with ourselves. You feel me? Those are the hardest. But hey, anybody that just joining us, welcome in. Topic for tonight: is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone? We will sit here just kind of chopping it up like on certain things. What are those things that you kind of hide, that you don't put out in the beginning? You know what I mean? We also sit here talking about, what do you put out in the beginning? Like, there are certain things that should not take a long time, because when you're investing time and energy and allowing somebody to be in your space and they're allowing you to be in their space, there are certain conversations you need to have, because we have to be honest about things and give people the real, so that you're not wasting your time, they're not wasting their time, and gives people a choice of whether they can accept certain things, right? It could be something as simple as, yo, I'm just going to let you know I snore at night. Can you deal with somebody that snore? I ain't gonna get my CPAP machine yet, so I snore. And when I snore, you're gonna hear me all through the house. I shake the room. Look, I don't know when you're gonna have that conversation, but that might be something you want to let somebody know, because first time y'all spend the night, and all of a sudden they hear you calling hogs. But some people might give you some grace and say, hey, let's go get you a sleep study. That's love.
I was just thinking about when you said something about the kids. Now I'm thinking, some people do hide that. Some people do hide. Oh, it be a year later or whatever. Oh, I got a son. Where'd it come from? Type of thing. Or like they might have somebody pregnant. They won't dare hide that until what I'm saying, the baby come or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew some people that had a whole ass kid while they was in a relationship with somebody for like a year, and then all of a sudden they come up and say, hey, my check about to get deducted for this child support, so my money about to look kind of a little strange for a second because I had a kid. And they're looking at them like, but we've been together for a year.
Right. And then it's like, well, I
and then all of a sudden you got a kid.
For sure. Or come on now.
Yeah. You sitting there calculating. You start with it 1, 2, 9 months. We've been together for 12. So that means this person could have been somebody you dealt with right before me, or it was during us. Which one was it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's those type of conversations, right? Number 2, why people hide certain parts of themselves early on. So what I wrote down was, the biggest thing is the fear of judgment or rejection. We fear somebody judging us, like I remember before getting married, I was dating this young lady. We just went out, we had drinks and stuff. Yeah, fear of judgment. Yeah, just like my daughter said. And we was cool. Everything was chilling, man. I was vibing with her. I'm like, yo, this is cool, right? We get real cool. Couple months into it, she goes, you know, I knew she had kids, right? Cool, no problem. She just said, yeah, how she presented it was, yeah, my daughter's going with her father, and my son is, going with his dad too. So in my head, I'm hearing, oh, okay, you got 2 kids. Cool, no problem. I got kids. We get about 6 months, but no, it was about 4 or 5 months in. And yeah, you know what? It was coming up on the holiday. And she was like, yeah. I said, hey, what you got going on? Because I'm not a holiday person, right? But I respect the fact of what other people do, And I said, hey, what you got going on for the holidays or whatever, whatever. And she's like, yeah, I got to get with all my kids are going to be going, are going to be here at the house. They're not going to their dads. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't think nothing of it. I goes to her spot. Shorty got 8 kids. I said, when I walked in and I see all these kids, I'm like, I said, who are these? These are your nieces, nephews? What? She's like, no, these are my kids. I said, oh, I thought you only had 2. She's like, no, I never said that. I said, well, you didn't say you had 8 either. You know what I'm saying? You always made it seem as if it was 2 because you always said about son and daughter. And she's like, well, I didn't say nothing because, everything is situated because, and I mean, she did have a very good co-parenting situation set up, and the kids were, with their, been with their fathers or whatever, and their fathers are in their life and all these things. So, I mean, it was cool because it was, adult handled, right? But I'm like, yo, you never gave me an option to say, how do I feel about that? Do I want to come in and be a male figure in that role? Like if you and I got serious XYZ, but you got 8 kids, you never gave me a choice,
Right. I mean, eventually, if it goes to that next level, like I'm gonna have to be responsible as well. Like
Right.
that's
'Cause I'm
why.
not no fly by night type of dude. I'm a man's man. And when I step into something, I step into it all the way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with someone have kids. My preference was always to deal with someone who had kids because I was, a single dad raising his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And my preference was to deal with someone who had kids anyway because your your lifestyle would kind of be sounded like my lifestyle. Like I don't have to worry about dating somebody that doesn't have kids and go, I can't go out tonight because I got my kids. It's, oh, I understand. Let's try to work something out, at a different time. Let's make sure we all have sitters,
Absolutely.
X, Y, Z, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a understanding, you know. It's like you said earlier, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. I don't have to explain that when, you know, you're dealing with somebody that has the same situation.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's one of those things. Like even that, yeah, well, I need you to let me know. I mean, so needless to say, that was very short lived.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not something that I um am comfortable with, dealing with. You know, um, that's more than I can bear at this particular stage in my life. Not to say that I couldn't, because I mean, I was in a relationship and I was dealing with, you know, an ex and she had 4 kids. I was cool with that, because I also think age plays a part. Now, granted, let me set a preface on that other situation. The reason why there were 8 kids was she had 2 sets of triplets.
2?
She had two
Oh,
sets of triplets
wow.
along with her son and daughter. So that's how it ended up being 6. So it wasn't like it was these multiple dudes or whatever, right? It was she had 2 sets of triplets
Well,
because
with
her
the 2 sets, there it's
2
possible
sets,
for another set.
hey, well, it wasn't gonna come from me because shit me.
Wow.
So I had to go back and I said, let me make sure I let people know that it wasn't like there was like 12 different guys or some shit like that. No, um um it was actually only 3 guys, right? And how it ended up is her her oldest son, after her oldest son, she had a set of triplets because she's already was a twin, but she ended up dealing with a guy that was a twin. They had triplets. Cool. So those kids, they were like 9 years old, right? Then she was dealing with somebody else, and lo and behold, this person was a triplet himself. I said, girl, I laughed about it. I said, girl, you need to deal with people that are just like one. You need to deal with them ones because you're dealing with people that already is a multiple. Come on, man. Don't do that. You fertile. But it is what it is. But again, those are type of conversations. I think let me have this type of conversation up with you. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Number 2 about fear and judgment, right? Another part is trauma or past relationship wounds. People hide a lot of themselves because of trauma or past relationship wounds that kind of like what you said before. Did you heal from it? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't heal from it, you're likely still dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? We all been there. Like I said, ain't no judgment or nothing. We all been there. And we deal with that trauma and haven't dealt with it. And so now it's like you bringing it into this relationship now, right? Yeah, it's a wild thing, Another reason why people hide parts of themselves early on, and this is probably one of the biggest ones, wanting to appear perfect or more put together than what they actually are. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. People put on people want to show this representative and they want the representative to stay. And the representative can't always just sit there. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring out that person. That person is going to end up showing who they really are. You're not going to hide but so long. Let's see. I'm shooting this out to some more people while we're talking, by the way.
Here, I'm trying to find my earbud. I lost in the.
You're good. You're good. Let's see. Number 2, why people hide certain parts of themselves early on is avoiding vulnerability because it feels like a weakness. Avoiding vulnerability because it feels like a weakness. It's amazing how people will take being vulnerable as a weakness. That's actually probably one of the biggest strengths that you can ever have. to be able to open up to somebody about something. That takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of courage. I commend people for doing that, for being accountable for themselves and just saying, "Hey, I messed up," or "This is this, this is this." I think that's very admirable, in my opinion. Um, let's see. Let me send this out. Number 3, the cost of hiding who you really are. There's always a price to pay. There's always a price to pay. One of the prices are you build a relationship on the representative, not the real you, like I was saying earlier. You're building it off of a false narrative, right? You're showing this person, oh, I'm this put together person. I got all these things going for myself. I'm good, and, people be like legit sitting over there flexing like they're all put together instead of just saying, hey, you know what? I am not put together. This is the vulnerability part. But I'm getting there. Every day I am working towards being a better person. And honestly, people, if someone sees that you're working towards being a better person and you're being honest and true about being a better person, people can accept that a whole lot more than you flexing as if you are. And you continuously showing up as the representative and knowing that you don't have it all together. In my opinion. You know what I mean? You about to say something, D?
I didn't hear that. My bad.
No, I was saying, the cost of hiding who you really are. You build a
Gotcha.
relationship on the representative, not the real you.
All right.
Because the end result going past that part is your partner falls in love with a version of you that you can't maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
Because like when people, I heard you say something about trauma.
yes,
Like when dealing with somebody with trauma, it's a certain way you have to deal with them. You have to really think before, I feel like you have to really think before you react or act, or you got to know triggers and stuff like that because you don't want to trigger nobody or you don't want to hurt nobody that way.
right.
So, so yeah, if you are, been through some trauma or whatever, I feel like that's a sooner than later conversation.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's definitely, because we got to figure out when are we having these conversations with people, man. On that other part of that is number 3 of Michelle, welcome in. The cost of hiding who you really are is when the truth comes out later, it feels like betrayal, even if your intentions were not malicious. It don't matter later on. If you didn't tell that joint up front, no matter what you say, it gonna look like you were trying to do that intentionally.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
you're not gonna. That's just how it's gonna be viewed. And one of the things I always tell people, again, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a man who's been through some things. Be upfront. Be honest. Just tell things what it is and give people a choice. Stop taking the choice away from people to whether they want to deal with you or not, just because you may like this person. Don't take away their ability to make a choice. Okay, I think a lot of people, do that. You take
Yeah.
away that person's choice. Man,
Hmm.
don't take away my choice. Let me make a choice and decision because you might be surprised of what I can and cannot deal with. You might be
Especially in the
surprised.
dating world,
Yeah,
because like you date, okay, you're dating. You could be dating multiple people. I feel like that's something that need to be known up front. Like if you trying to get to know
absolutely.
me, you know,
Yeah,
I need to know what you got going on that end too.
yes. Because if we ever get into a moment, a heated of a moment, and I'm in that mood, I need to know that you was with
Mm-hmm.
Tom, Dick, and Harry,
Mm-hmm.
so I can make
Yep.
an informed decision on whether I want to be number four. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
but we can talk about that
Yeah.
whole dating thing, man. Like, people always tell me about this dating thing, and I go, I think when you're dating, you need to date one person at a time. That's just me. That's my opinion. But most people always say,
Mm-hmm.
no, I need to go and see, I need to make a decision. And I'm a component of every time I've always dated someone, I've dated just that person because I don't need any other outside influences or me liking somebody else a little bit more or me looking at this person going, dang, I wish this person had these particular qualities, but they look like this. And then this person did this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to build a person at this point. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
damn, it ain't no mall. This ain't Build a Bear. I need to know
Mm-hmm.
what can I deal with this person and is there anything that I can build with this person? But if I got all these other distractions around me while I'm dating, I'm never going to see this. I'm never going to be able to see this person for who they truly are.
Yeah, because it's hard to focus. You can't really
It's
focus
hard to
like that.
focus. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And again, I'm not a therapist. I'm just saying, I think people need to stop doing that. This goes right along with the topic of is it wrong to hide parts of yourself when getting to know someone? Because a lot of times people will hide that I'm dating other people. And that's not saying that you got to turn around and just be exclusive. But I think you need to have a level of consideration when dating. And it's not consideration for the other person, it's being considerate of yourself. Let me be considerate of myself to not put myself in situations, because a lot of times people don't hear that. Being considerate of yourself, to not put yourself in a situation where you could potentially hurt yourself because you're dealing with Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? We are
It
so
is.
many times we're not considerate of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where we at? Number 4. What should you share early versus what can wait? This is the part I've been waiting to get to. So, red flags, deal breakers, kids, financing, living situations, intentions. Yeah, a lot of those are some things you should definitely share early, in
You're
my
thinking
opinion.
now.
Huh?
Yeah. I said I'm over here thinking now.
Yeah, like some people are very conscious of what their real flags are, red flags are, right? Um, and one of the things that people don't always talk about is those green flags. Like my green flag is I have a green flag. My green flag is I am a nurturer. I am a protector. I am a person that even if I'm not in a relationship with you, I'm going to position myself to still make sure you're good until the point that I'm in a relationship with you. Not saying I'm about to go sit here and pay your bills, none of that. I'm just going to be a man. I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm going to be, somebody that's going to walk you to your car, open your car door, make sure that you're walking on the inside and not towards the outside of the street. I'm going to be observant of those things. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think also often people don't tell what their deal breakers are. Like my wife and I, we have no expectations. I don't know if you've been on here before, but I've always told people like my wife and I don't have expectations of each other, but we do have requirements. Those requirements are deal breakers. Where there's monogamy, there is communication, there's trust. You see it? Oh yeah, I tried to call your mom to see if you guys' shirts came in. That's my daughter in the chat, D. My shirts that I got, I got their shirts made or whatever. So everybody representing.
That's
But yeah,
nice. Support.
yeah,
That's what's up. Yeah. I like it.
yeah. I need them to wear them shirts everywhere you go. Go in the store.
Uh-huh.
You go, who the hell is down that shirt? Because it looked like it is me. I'm just in a cartoon version. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, you should share early whether you have kids. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let's see what my daughter doing. What up?
Hi.
What's up, kid? What's good?
I'm finna come on
Hello.
camera. Hold on. Let me cut my camera on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Y'all like the merch?
Say less.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Where your mama at?
She in the room laying down.
I'll tell her to put her shirt on now.
I don't think she finna put it on tonight, but
I got you.
I'm gonna definitely put mine on tonight.
I got you. And tomorrow. Yeah,
And
Tomorrow.
and tomorrow. And Will.
I like it.
You like it?
Yay.
Hey.
Yay. I'm excited.
Hey, your pops keep it going, man. You know how it goes. Number 4. We still on number 4, right? What should you share early and what can wait, right? Emotional challenges. Yo, this is wild, right? Emotional challenges or mental health history. Timing matters. Like, we need to start having conversations about our mental health. Like, if you got some things that went on, tell somebody. Tell somebody. I had some moments in my life that, it goes. So you know what, Deidre, it goes back to something you said earlier when you was talking about like certain things you go through or whatever, right? Emotional challenges. I think emotional challenges is one of those things that you when you're saying like being healed and being completely healed. I think some things with emotional challenges and mental health is one of those caveats to trauma or being healed, right? Because it depends on what that level is. So I have to kind of go back and kind of talk about that, right? There is a section of life where someone could not necessarily been healed all the way because of something that happened into their life, in their mental history of their life that they're dealing with, but not completely through, right? Which I think a lot of that can be alleviated with a conversation to let that person know where you're at. So I kind of have to go back on some things where if you're upfront and being completely transparent with a person about where you're at, that also gives that person an opportunity of that. Is that something that they want to deal with? because nobody wants to come into a relationship where they feel like they're trying to fix you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. But to my point of when I put this together, timing does matter. I think there is a specific time that you say that. When is that time? I think that is presented for each situation. Each situation is dealt with accordingly. I can't necessarily say what the exact timing is, but I do think that is something that should be shared with preliminary. I think it should be shared in the beginning.
I agree.
You
I
know?
agree.
Let's see. Let me see if I can get some more people up in here because I know you're trying to get some things together and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be moving around in a minute. I actually did sleep. I did get some sleep tonight.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Because the struggle be real sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Where is my wife at? I'm gonna still send it. I think she's getting her hair retwisted. I don't care. Get on here. I understand, daughter. Send it out to your friends. Your little friends need to hear some of this stuff too. You see, your sister was on here last night. She rolled with me the whole time. What should you share early versus what can wait? Emotion, personal goals, values, faith, lifestyle choices should not be hidden. I'm gonna skip the first part and go straight to lifestyle choices. If you know you like to be in a poly relationship, tell that man or that woman you want to be in a poly relationship.
Right off gate.
Tell me that off the damn gate, man.
Off gate.
You know, let me make a decision. Don't leave me sitting out here thinking I'm special, but you got Bob over here, and Bob looking at me like, yeah, you know, I'm here, I'm with her on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She wants to keep you for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Boy, you what?
That's funny, right? Yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
That's important. Tell me this so I can make a decision. I want to make an informed decision of whether I want to deal with this, because if I see this as, oh, I'm Friday through Sunday, I need to know I'm Friday through Sunday. Shit.
Yep.
Don't let me think I'm Sunday through Sunday, Sunday to Sunday. Yeah, I need to know where my position is. Hey, trying to tell you, don't have me out. I can't stand for somebody to have me out here looking crazy. Don't have me out here looking crazy. Man, boy.
Too crazy. Be looking too crazy.
Somebody be coming up to me saying, I thought you was dating so-and-so. Yeah. Well, I seen her with Bob. What?
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, yeah, me and Bob together too. Well, hell, when did I know you and Bob was together? Well, you know, you Thursday through Sunday. Nah, don't play me like that. That get your hurt and feelings hurt. For real. Faith. I think faith is a big one to talk about because, you know, I speak for myself about, you know, being a Christian and wanting to be equally yoked with someone. Not saying that I can't understand or respect what your religion is and your faith is. What I can't be with is somebody who don't believe in God. Period. There's no need for us to even ever having that conversation, because if you don't believe in God,
Right.
I don't even need to have a conversation with you.
Period.
I don't look. You can be a Muslim and that's cool. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still believe in God. We just might need to figure out some certain things, but the commonality of everything is you do believe in God. So I think it does it can be a conversation. Not to say that it's going to end up going any further, but I think it's a conversation. You know, um, which is also one of my, you know, um, requirements. We got to be able to conversate about things. It's not just going to be my way or your way. Let's have a conversation. You know, we're at this big age that we at. We grown. Let's talk. Period. C. Warren, what's good? Welcome in. Welcome to the 100 podcast. Is you still there? Who invited C. Warren? C. Warren, stay with us. Stay with us here. I need to send this out to some more people. I got people who are not in here. Let's see. And while you guys are at it, send out some more. Send out some more. Where my girl Coach Nikki at? I gotta send it to Coach Nikki. Let's see. Your values. What are your values? You know what I'm saying? What are things that's important to you? You know, values are definitely something of, you know, values of how you view family, how you view kids, how you view all those things. I need to know what your core values are. You know what I mean? Keita, what's good? Is you off work yet? Yes, I said is you. I can speak like that at times. I need to know what your values are. I need to see if your values are in alignment with my values. These are some things that we need to have a conversation with. Now, do we conversate with that in the beginning? You just I know that's right. Punch it out, girl. Get them coins. Get them coins. I need to know where your values are at to see whether your values are in alignment with my values. You know, that's key. Personal goals. As y'all see, I went in reverse with that. Personal goals. What are your goals? Where do you like? One of my things that I love that my wife and I had a conversation about in the beginning. I asked her what her short-term goals were and versus her long-term goals. I like to look at the long-term. Long-term goals was to, you know, get into a position to be able to be a blessing to other people. You know what I mean? You know, pay off some debt, those different things. Things that are, you know, kind of further out. Outside of, you know, being a blessing. You can be a blessing. It doesn't always mean financially. But being able to show up for somebody. Short-term goals was, you know, learning Chinese, being able to put herself in a different position to, you know, be multifaceted in something else, which was right along with my short-term goals to put myself in a position to be multifaceted. Okay, D. Yeah. I'll see you in a minute. I know you're doing your thing. To put yourself in position to be able to do certain things and you know, as a short-term goal. And The fact of the matter is our goals align, right? And I take it back now, here it is, 6 years of being together, 5 years married. We have, through sacrifice, being diligent, have crushed our goals, and now, Tactical Nymph, welcome in. Now we are, Juju, what's good, sis? We are at the next stage and phase of our life. You know what I'm saying? Still got some things we're trying to get going, but we are checking off our list of things, right? Hey, appreciate it, man. Hey, we there, 5 years. Appreciate the heart me. We pushing on, man. Juju, you done seen me go up and down in some things, boy. Woo, Juju, we go back 20 years, man. Damn near 20 years. Yeah. Yeah. Sophia, hey, y'all see my daughter up there. She got on the shirt. You gotta keep that merch. Keep that merch. Y'all see the merch. Boy, you already know. Number five. Anybody just joining us? 100 podcast. Make sure you guys are coming in, liking, sharing, grabbing that daily heart me. Tap that screen. I'm only at 42. I need to get up to 10. Topic for tonight: Is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone? This is where we at. Girl, who you talking about? Never thought you would make it. Hey, but look at me now. I'm here. Keita says, nope. It's not wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone. So we I know you coming in on the other midpoint of it, but we all kind of said there were some things that no, you need not to talk about, but then there's some major things that we do need to put out in the front, right? So when you get in position, Keita, come on up on this on the panel. Sophia, if you done left the gym, come on up on the panel. Juju, come on up on the panel. Let's talk this thing out, man. We got some. This is hilarious. Tactical Nymph, come on in and up on the panel. Oh man.
Hi.
Keita, what's up?
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to
Oh,
the panel.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy to be here.
That's
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. I said nope. I agree with you guys. There are some things, it's a phase, right? Getting to know. It's not put your whole life story out on the table as soon as y'all meet type of thing, because that might send some people running too. So and some people may not be, destined to be in your life. So oftentimes there's no need to divulge certain information. Once you already like, all right, you ain't meant to be here.
Yeah. All right, for sure, Tactical. Yo, for sure. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, there are definitely some things where you don't put out there. So just to kind of do a little quick recap before we push it for everybody that's just joining us. This is the 100 podcast. Topic for tonight is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone? Some of the things that we said that is like you don't hide, right? We had like about 3 or 4 things, right? One of them was kids, don't hide if you got kids. Be straight up. You got kids. And give people an opportunity and an option or choice to say, yes, I want to deal with someone that has kids, or no, I don't. And be okay with the response. You know? Um,
I have a question to piggyback off of that, Marlo.
go for it.
Just on perspective, because I've heard different I don't know, thought process in regards to dating a woman with children, right? A single mother. So just by nature of a man, is a woman, I don't know, is more grace granted to a single mom if she's been married prior and had that child with ex-husband versus never been married and just got a baby daddy? Is one valued with in regards to men? Is one scenario valued or granted more grace than the other?
In my opinion, no. Right? In my opinion, I say no because I'm a realist. And being a realist, I understand that people will get into situations, be in relationships, and wholeheartedly be in that relationship, and all of a sudden you have a kid, but the relationship doesn't work. Were they married? Nope. Did they have even conversations about being married? Nope. But if I look at that person, and here's the other factors. If I look at that person and I see that you're handling your business, I'm gonna applaud you. If I see that you the father of your child is a part of your life, I'm gonna applaud you. I understand that not every father is gonna be a part of a kid's life because certain cats ain't built that way, and that's fine. It's not even a judgment thing on that person. It's are you doing what you need to, what I'm saying, do? And I understand people are going to go through so many different trials, tribulations, different things in life, but are you taking the steps to do what you need to do? So no, I'm not going to look at it and say one is greater than the other, because I got a lot of friends who their kids are grown, successful, and they did it solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? So, as long as you handle it, whatever.
Okay. Another one to piggyback off of that.
Run it.
Is more grace granted towards a woman with multiple baby daddies versus one baby daddy?
So now, with that, no, I'm just going to say now with that one is, I have to see what multiple is. Are you saying 2? Are you saying 3, 4? What is
2 or more? Just 2 or more.
Well, I mean 2 is. I don't think 2 is a defining number. I would say if you got anything past 3 different, I'm actually gonna give grace. You said grace. I'm gonna say if you got 4 different baby daddies, then we need to have a different type of conversation. Shit, because clearly you got some healing in some situations that you didn't deal with, and you're seeking that from a man, and you hadn't dealt with it, and you, for some reason, you thinking having a child is going to keep this person. Nah, I know you didn't, daughter. I know that. It's you cool. This is a live. I understand. Yeah, 4 more. That means you looking for something completely different, and you haven't healed. And in my opinion, again, like my shirt says, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a man who's been through some things. 4 different baby daddies is, you might need to start looking at. My child is crazy. You might need to start looking at trying to do some self healing on yourself, because you're clearly out here thinking that a man is going to heal you, or this child is going to make you some different type of person.
Mm.
That's not fair. One, it's not fair to that child because now you're putting a child who has no say so in anything into a position, a lifestyle, a world where they ain't got no say in anything, right?
Mhm.
Then second, you're also the man that you're attracting that's allowing that to happen.
Mm.
He clearly don't really have any regards towards you.
Mm.
Just saying, you know, he ain't got no regards towards you because he's sitting here already know you sitting with already sitting with kid 3, then he goes and put kid number 4 in you. Come
Mm.
on. Let's be real. We gotta have real conversations about things like that. And there's no ring in sight.
Mm.
Now, if that man was saying, "Hey, I understand that you went through some things. Cool, you got a couple of kids or whatever, and we have number 3, but I'm putting a ring on it." Come on with it, dog. At least you're putting in a different type of level of effort.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're being more conscious about what you're trying to do, and you're being more intentional.
Intentional. Mm-hmm.
Like you recognize that, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, cool. She got a couple different baby daddies or whatever. But I see growth in her, you know. And then this is the part about the woman that if he can recognize that there is some type of growth that you have elevated yourself, come on. I think there's a point where you have to, when a person can see different things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
In my opinion, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, those conversations, we gotta have these conversations, man. And I think a lot of times people don't have these conversations because it's a fear of judgment. Lisa, long time, sis. What's good? What's good? Welcome in. We got to start having these conversations very soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, start jumping into these relationships. 1, don't jump into the relationship thinking this person is going to fix you. 2, don't jump into this relationship thinking that, knowing that you're not healed from whatever your past was, thinking that this next one's going to heal you.
Mm.
Nah, that ain't about to happen. That ain't about to happen. Don't give somebody that much power. You feel what I'm saying? And people haven't, you know, coming into a relationship and you know, especially again, anybody that's just joining us, topic for tonight, is it wrong to hide parts of yourself when getting to know someone? We all agree there are parts that you don't put all out there, but then there are certain parts that you do. Make sure you heal, you know, so that's the main thing. One of the other parts that we said that needs to be put up front, because let's be honest, we're in a world today where you know, people are able to live fulfilling lives and still have STDs. Let's be real. You can have a fulfilling life, have an STD, and that person that you're dealing with can never contract it or anything. You know, you live in a normal life, but that's something you need to give somebody the choice to make is, do I want to deal with someone knowing this particular factor?
Mm-hmm.
I don't put me in a situation that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, heat of the moments happen. You might get in the heat of the moment, y'all ain't have no conversation, but you sitting over here with something that you're going to be having for the rest of your life, even though you have it under control, but you're not giving me an option to know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this is that one nuance in time that it was a flare up, or it was something where, oh my God, I did not take my medication or something like that. And now, oh crap, I got it. But you didn't tell me. Now I got to deal with this here also for the rest of my life. That's, you know, it's about, don't take away a person's choice. I say that so much. Don't take away a person's choice. Certain things you need to put out there on the table and let people make a choice. You know,
I agree.
yeah. That's like, and I laughed earlier. Deidre was up on the panel, and I said, you know, it's also like, give me a choice. If you know that you liking me and all of this, but you are looking to build a poly relationship, tell me that's what you're trying to do. Be honest with me. Tell me you want to have a poly relationship. Give me a choice. Don't just say, oh yeah, you're Thursday through Sunday. He's Monday through Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Give me a choice. Let me know. Don't just sit here and think that I'm supposed to accept that. You know what I mean? It's a choice. You know, I think a lot of times people will make choices for other people with the hopes that they're just going to be okay with it. We at this big age that we at, let's have a conversation. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, you speaking back.
You know what I'm saying? Something I said earlier was, you know, back when I was dating a young lady, and, you know, she had kids, which that was my preference. I didn't want to date anyone with kids. But the caveat was, I found out later she had 8 kids.
Oh.
But here's the twist. She was a twin. She dated a guy who was a twin. One guy was a twin. For the first set, she had triplets. Then she turned around. She was dating another guy. He was actually a triplet. Then she had another set of triplets. So that was like 6 right there, outside of her other 2. But the whole thing of it was, she only had 3 different, you know, baby daddies, right? But conversations her and I had was, you know, she was saying, yeah, I got to drop, you know, my son and my daughters off. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. But then when it came down to a holiday came around, it was like, oh, I'm going thinking that son and daughter. I go up in the house. No, it's sons and daughters. So I'm thrown through a loop because I'm like, yo, you know, first thing I do is look at my pockets and look at my coins like, yo, because I know that the type of man that I am, when I come in, I'm not trying to be the other parent, but I am going to come in and be a parent. Yeah, you know, a few months down the line, I was like, look, I'm not ready for this. And I wish that I would have known this up front, because I'm really digging you. You know, because you dealing with somebody that was put together, had their own thing going. You know, it was so, everything about it was appealing, but that was just something that was just, I felt like it could have been a conversation, you know, in the beginning. Like, let's have a conversation about that.
How old was the oldest?
So here's the oldest was like 20, 22. So, I mean, the kids were grown. You know what I'm saying? A couple of the 2 oldest was grown, but it was the 6 that was still in between elementary school and like middle school at that time. Which by this time, I mean, they're all grown now. They all graduated high school. You was around. This was in that phase of 2018, 2019. You was in Florida. My daughter trying to figure out where she was at. You was in Florida, and yeah, look, it was short lived. Trust me, daughter, it was short lived, because, you know, yeah. It didn't last. Cool individual though. You know what I'm saying? Real cool. She had her own business, everything. so I mean, not negating, talking about the finances or whatever, but financially she was put together, and it wasn't like I needed to come in and be the financial person. It was more of a thing of um I just needed to know up front. Give me the opportunity to see whether I wanted to know that I'm going to step into a role of being a bonus dad to 6 additional kids, 8 basically, but 6 that were still, young. Let me know that. So my choice, for me, the problem I had with it wasn't even the problem. It was so complete transparency. I could have dealt with it, but you took away my choice, and I don't like having my choice taken away. That was what my problem was with it, because you know what I'm saying. I don't have no problem being in kids' life. I ain't got no problem with that. You had she had it all put together, really great co-parenting thing going on. But I'm like, yo, why did you hide that part? And she told me, she said, because most men hear, X amount of kids, and then they automatically don't want to deal with me. I say, well, if you keep doing things the way that you're doing it, thinking that you're going to get a different result, you're not. That's the definition of insanity. I say, tell men up front, give them a choice. Because I said, if you would have gave me a choice, I said, I could have dealt with it and would have been okay with it because I understood what the situation was. But I said, all of a sudden, I'm seeing, I see all these kids or whatever, and it wasn't, and here's the tripped out part. They were all fraternals, not identical. So I'm seeing 8 different, 6 different people that don't look the same. They're triplets, but they do not look the same. They're all different. So the first thing that you're going to think is, oh, then. And even looking at the age that they were at, right? This is the fun part. You got one that's tall, one that's short, one that's right in the middle. So they were never, it was like, in my eyes, I'm looking at a staircase. I'm like, damn, what did you do? Have like a kid every year? Because they were looking like stair steps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but to come to find out, again, those are all things we could have nipped by having conversation. But people are, the biggest thing that people have is a fear of judgment. Yes. And I said, look, sweetheart, I would have never judged you. I could have accepted it if you would have told me. Let me make my own conscious decision. Don't make the decision for me. Because, again, she had her own thing going, businesses. She had her own finances put together. Never had to worry about, like when we go out, whatever, it was, I could pay for it. She'll pay for it. We took turns. It was cool getting to know each other in that moment. But I'm like, I'm just a cat that don't take away my power of choice. Don't take away my power to make a decision. And she took that from me. And that's why I didn't deal with her. Oh well, life goes on. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm married. Number 5. How to open up without oversharing or trauma dumping.
That's a good question.
Man. Huh?
I do that a lot.
Yeah? Why do you say that, daughter? Or why do you feel the need to overshare?
I don't know why I actually, feel the need to. It just comes out. I just be talking and it just comes out.
Okay.
They say the reason why we overshare if we do, it's because we're wanting connection. right? We
In a
are
way,
wanting to be seeking to be understood.
yeah.
Like I said, oversharing is a trauma response.
It is. Is it oversharing is a part of fear of rejection.
Yeah.
You know, oversharing is you feel like if I tell everybody all of these things, then it's all out on the table, and you know they can never say that I'm hiding anything, right? It's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. It's nothing wrong with sharing, but you got to share in layers. There's a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? You can share everything in honesty, but not all at once. That's where the layers come in. You got to communicate the context of things, not just the content. So we tend to try to overshare. Yeah, you know, matter of fact, I'll give you an example. I was looking at this video on Facebook today. This guy, he's funny. He makes all these he had like 4 videos, but the videos was him oversharing and basically boosting himself up to make himself more than what he was. That's part of oversharing. Oversharing is we start sharing things to create an image of ourselves that we really are not. But it's the image of who we want to be. You know, it goes back to that representative. The representative is that person that we truly wholeheartedly want to be, but we're not there yet. And we have to accept the fact that we are not there. And so that when we're dealing with somebody, you know, it's like on Pop the Balloon, right? People on Pop the Balloon don't necessarily are all put together, but they're coming on there being vulnerable, saying, this is what I got going on. This is what I'm seeking. This is what I have done that got to this point. But I'm still on this particular journey. That's the thing that I think most people miss about Pop the Balloon, that everybody that's on there is not put together. It's a stage where they're at. It's a period. So you have to be very, very cautious about oversharing a lot of information. You have to truly pick and choose. So it goes back to the topic of, is it it's not good to hide things that are pertinent, but sharing things has to come in a particular layer. It's a time and a place for it. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you're in a period of, let's say somebody say, "Yeah, look, I'm in between jobs." That's something to share with somebody. I'm in between jobs, but I am financially stable. I'm just in between jobs. I'm telling you this so that if you see that I have this allotment of time to be able to do things, and I'm readily available, it's because no, I don't have a job, but I am financially okay. You know what I mean? You know, that's just a period in time. People who are, have their affairs in order can be without a job and still manage to take care of all of their business because they put a yes. Road trip. Where you going? You coming to Texas?
Florida. Don't do that.
You need to come on out. Come on to Texas.
I was in Texas earlier this year.
Yeah, I know. And I got on you about that.
Get that.
Oh, I forgot. Come out here again, and I don't know. Don't post it. Yeah.
I'll be out there sometime.
Okay. Well, be safe.
All right, we'll do. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Oh, good night.
Bye.
Be safe.
We'll do.
Questions for the audience. Is hiding parts of yourself a form of protection or manipulation? That could be for anybody. Protection or manipulation? I think a lot of it is, yeah, like Sophia said, it's protection. Sometimes we hide stuff because we want to protect ourselves. But, okay. So Jaja says, Sophia says protection. Jaja says manipulation, but her friend says protection.
I say
think
protection.
you say protection as well. Okay. I know who you are, Julie. I know who you are, Julie. I'm just saying Jaja because you're Julie, Egyptian Julie. Um, um, I straddle the fence with it, right? I think to me, I think it's more manipulation. Hear me out. I think it's manipulation because you want someone to view you for who you, again, the representative of you versus who you actually are. And you would manipulate the situation so that you thinking that you can control how someone may perceive you or judge you. So I think that it's a form of manipulation. However, I think it can be a form of protection, but in my opinion, it shouldn't be a protection because if you have healed from whatever that trauma was in your past, then you won't have to try to protect yourself from it because you will be able to recognize it from the beginning. And you won't have to worry about a protection or manipulation. It just be a matter of fact. This is what it is. In my opinion, again, I am not a therapist. I'm just a man who's been through some things. And let's see. I think my beautiful wife is about to walk in here and kiss on my face. It is.
Exit door.
Hi, Anna.
Hello, beautiful. When does privacy turn into deception? I like your hair.
Thanks.
Looks great. Cheyenne says hi.
Hey, baby.
When does privacy turn into deception? I think privacy turns into deception when you gotta hide so many things so that the other person doesn't find out. Like we were saying earlier about dating. Dating should be when you just date with one person, deal with one person, and get to know who that person is. But if you're dating, Tom, Dick, Harry, Sue, June, and April, but the other person don't know about him, that's deception. You're being deceiving of what it is. You're not giving your full authentic self. You're clouding a lot of judgment. You're over there trying to build a person because you're going to have so many characteristics from this person that you wish that this person had, and no person is going to have every single thing. No person is going to check off every single box per se, right? So privacy turns into deception at that point. Here's another question. Has someone ever hid something from you early on that changed how you view them later? Well, I just gave a great example on that one. Dealing with that situation. But has someone ever hid anything from you, something early that changed how you view them later? That's for anybody. Let's see. It's okay. Y'all don't have to answer that one. Here's a good one. Julie says, maybe a rumor or something that wasn't true that changed how they saw me later. Meaning, maybe a rumor or something that wasn't true that changed how they saw me later. So, like that, she said, that's way or he's this way. Okay, so basically the viewpoint of someone else without you taking it into your own hands to see if that was what it was. And when someone deals with you, they find out it's different. Got it. That's why it's so important to have upfront conversations. Have upfront conversations, and you have to ask certain questions. I think people will intentionally hide certain things, but if you ask certain questions will get the response that you're looking for. Yeah, proceed with caution, I think certain questions that you ask, will get you responses. And if you don't get certain responses from that question, that's a definite aha moment, like, I need to really look at this. You know what I mean? What's one thing you used to hide in a new relationship? Exactly, qualifying questions. You got to ask qualifying questions. Miss Positivity, what's good? Welcome in. Got that follow back. Who we got? What is this? I don't know who Miss Positivity is, but let's see what they're going to bring to the table. What's good?
I'm good. How are you? Hold on. First and foremost, my mama always taught me, you come into somebody's house, you taught them, hey, this your house. Much respect to you and your panel.
Hey, I appreciate that. What's good? You doing all right
yes,
tonight?
Sir. I'm doing great.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Welcome in. This is the 100 podcast.
Thank you for inviting me up.
Absolutely. Appreciate the like and the share and the follow.
Yes, sir.
We got a good topic tonight. Topic tonight for the 100 is it wrong to hide parts of yourself while getting to know someone?
It sure is. Because one thing, let me say it, I'm a 60-year woman. I've been married for 37 years. If you're not going to tell your partner who you was from day one, then why hide it, right? Because one day it's all going to come full surface, right? Why you going to lie? If you a bad bitch, you a bad bitch. If you a scandalous bitch, then you a scandalous bitch. Let him know. Let her know so they can move on. My baby grandma been married for 37 years. I'm 60 years. I done been through a lot of scary shit. And a lot of men and women don't do that to us.
Oh, for sure. I definitely understand that, man.
Just be who you gonna be. Either they gonna like you or love you.
Mm. Hey, I
Can,
mean that's real. That's
hold on,
real.
can I tell you? Hold on, can I tell you something?
What's that?
I'm a 62-year-old woman, right?
Uh-huh.
I felt so bad about myself because I was born in the 70s and I loved the African music and all that, and my family didn't like me. I lied. I lied. Let me tell you something. I lied through all my life. I did. I lied to make everybody love me. But when I finally understood Yeshua and to say I don't have to lie no more, stop lying. Either you her or you not.
Yeah.
Either you him or you not. We don't have to lie to nobody. Until you stop lying to people, you will never understand your heart, your reality.
Yeah.
It took me 62 years old to realize that.
Yeah.
And baby,
You were born in the '60s.
it took me a lot. You know what? Can I tell you something I never told even my therapist? I used to tell people I had a job I didn't have. I used to tell people I was some bitch I wasn't because I was so ashamed of myself because my family didn't love me like that, that I wanted to be something bigger to other people that they love me, right? But that wasn't
Mm.
me until you finally get to your age when you be like, this is me, either you like me or you love me. Fuck you. We don't. What they say? What Bernie Mac said? I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers. Until
Yeah.
you get to that point in your life where you just stop faking the fuck.
Yeah.
Baby, I was so depressed and had anxiety. I lied. Dude, if you came on the line tonight and said, Grandma, what's your job? I would lie to you and say it was the federal government. All along, I was at Walmart. You know why? Because I thought you would think so bad about me and Bill at Walmart, but you would think better of me than I was a government employee. And there's so many people on this lab in the world that will do that.
Yeah.
When are we, when,
That's what we
when are
call
we
being
gonna stop?
competitive.
When are we gonna stop being ashamed of who we are, man?
Yeah. We gotta be authentic. We gotta be authentic, man. So but yeah, you brought up that's I mean that's real talk that you're saying. You know what I mean? We got to be authentically who we are, and people are gonna have to accept us for who we are. And if that person doesn't accept it, we keep it pushing to the next person. But the biggest part that we got to do, we got to accept ourselves for who we are and be
This,
honest with ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
and you know
But
what?
man, I appreciate you definitely coming on. We
It
was
took
actually
me
about to close out.
it took me
So
60 years old in my life to understand that.
yeah, yeah. No,
And
I
can I
got
say
you.
this? Hold on. Can I say this? The young girl Rizzo. Baby, the internet done dragged that baby, so baby, stop that. The
Yeah,
cyber and bullying, stop it.
yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. Well, look, Miss Positivity,
Now,
man, I
please don't,
appreciate you jumping in on the tail end of everything. But
please don't drop me, because I might be a blessing to somebody else.
well,
Please
I
don't
mean,
drop me.
we've
Hold on,
already
hold on,
it's all
hold on,
coming down to an end. We
hold
already
on.
been on here for like 2 hours.
I'll shut up. I'll shut up and be quiet.
No,
Please
no,
don't
you
drop me.
good. No, no, we about to close it out because we've been on here for like 2 hours now, and
Okay.
I have to get back to my life. um,
You do.
you know what I mean? But I'll leave with this particular statement. Uh, being fully seen is uncomfortable, but being half loved is worse.
And it
At,
is.
at some point, you have to ask yourself, am I protecting myself or preventing someone from truly loving me?
Or are we getting on this lab and making somebody rich?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I'm just here because, I got a story to tell. I got messages to give. I'm just trying to be a blessing. Um, but I appreciate you jumping on though. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you,
But
grandson.
yeah, I appreciate it. Next week we'll be jumping into another topic. This is the 100 podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday. Christmas Eve, we'll do a little short session, and then of course, everybody get back, enjoy their family, get ready for Christmas, and then after that, we're gonna see you all guys in 2026 if it's God's will.
Can I tell everybody something?
What you
Stop
got?
being that Christian. It's all about Yeshua, man.
Yeah,
All about Yeshua. Stop. Hold on, we take care of these kids all motherfucking year.
yeah.
We don't. Baby, I'm just an old grandma. At this point, you done took care of your kids, paid the light bill, the gas bill, bought them food, bought their clothes, bought their toys. Fuck Christmas. They don't understand that.
All right, look, I I respectfully like everyone to choose what they like, whatever they like.
Please.
It's called free will.
Hold
You know
on,
what I
can I
mean?
more? And I'm gonna say one more thing. To all the parents that couldn't buy their kids Christmas this year because they money funny, baby, don't do that. You done paid her light bill, the gas bill. Baby, your kids don't need no motherfucking Christmas. You done bought they. Please
Nah, I
stop this.
got you.
Hold on. You done bought they clothes, the gas
Yeah.
bill, the light bill. You done bought they soap, water. Man,
Mhm.
stop this shit. To all the parents out there that can't get their babies on Christmas, you was the real soldier all that year.
And was. I appreciate you now. Well,
And
look.
is.
Well, look, everybody, y'all have a blessed night. This is the 100 podcast. We'll see you next week.
And